Look at that. I'm trying it for the first time and let's see how it goes. Today I want to make granny squares because I need to make the second of my slipper. And I just did two different colors. The soles of the slippers, they have two rows of the variegated yarn and the rest of it is yellow. And let's see how it goes. And I will be keeping track, I guess, of the messages and comments, and I'll be working at the same time. So this crochet session is recorded live, and I'm really excited to try it out and see how it goes. It's gonna be fun, fun, fun. So let me know what you're working on right now. And oh, I'm using a 3-weight yarn here, a light 3-weight yarn, and the recommended crochet needle is 5, but crochet hook I mean, and but I'm using 4 because I have my stitches a little bit loose when I crochet, and I need them a little bit more firmer to in order that sock to stay put on my foot. So there we go. Let me put these on the side, and this is how it will look close by. All right, let's see. We'll start with a slip knot, of course, and we'll chain 4, insert your hook, and let's start. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4, then go back to the first chain and close that ring with a slip stitch here, and then we chain 2 for the first double crochet, and going back into the ring we do 2 double crochets for a total of 3 double crochets, counting the chain as well, and we have a chain 1 before we go to the next cluster, and then we have 3 double crochets into that next stitch, and then we have chain 1 and another 3 double crochets, and chain 1 and another 3 double crochets for a total of 4 groups of 3 double crochets. We have 1, 2, 3 spaces here, and then chain 1 before we connect to the next chain here we did at the beginning. Okay, we are ready for row 2. In order to get to that space over here, we'll do slip stitches till we get here, and then we'll have chain 2 for the first double crochet and 2 double crochets into the same chain space. Then we'll have chain 1 and 3 double crochets into the next chain space. I mean in the same chain space. All right, do I need to tap here? Okie dokie, I pressed something. Let's see if the computer shows something. Okay, I can see myself there. It looks like it's working. Okie dokie. So, I'm going to the next chain space and doing 3 double crochets, and chain 1, and 3 double crochets into the same space. And now we are forming those corners here, and we are finding the next space, chain space, and we are doing another 2 sets of 3 double crochets with a chain in between. All right, there we are. 1, 2, 3. And the last corner here, we are doing 3 double crochets with a chain and another 3 double crochets into the next. Well, we're still in the same corner. No. So let me know what you're working on, and how is your day going. All right, so we have the second row finished. We will just I make the loop a little bit bigger so I can put my granny square through it, so I can just completely secure my stitch here. And then I will get my next color because I will have one more row of yellows, and I don't want to cut it here. So that's what we are doing today. And I'm getting my new color. There. So we'll start with the slip knot again here. And then going into any chain space you want. I'll do right here. And then single crochet through the loops. Use your tail to really secure that stitch. And then chain 2. And then 2 more double crochets into that same space. And then we are working the corners again. 3 double crochets. With a chain and another set of 3 double crochets. And into the space between the clusters, we'll do another 3 double crochets. I don't put a chain here. I want them to have minimal spaces, but still look lacy. And then we have a corner again. And we do a cluster of 3. Notification on my phone. Had to push it up so I can see my screen. And the next space, we do a single crochet, a double crochet again, 3 of them. And then we have a corner. We work the corner again. One, two, three. Chain one between the clusters. And another 3 double crochets. I don't know how is the weather at your neck of the woods, but here is getting chillier. And we need those slippers to keep our tootsies warm. So that's what we're working today. The first slipper I got pretty quickly, but for the second slipper now, we need to do it. It's like the second sock syndrome, where you cannot knit the second sock because it's just the first is done and all the excitement is gone. But here we are with the second slipper. Going back into the chain two we had here, we'll do a slip stitch and we'll finish with our color at this point here. Chain one to secure our stitch and cutting it off. Alright, so what are you working on? Let me know in the messages or in the comments below. And how do I see here? Okay, so there it is. So I continue with the last row of yellow, but I want to weave in my ends as I go, so I don't have to deal with that later. So there it is. This one and this one. And there we go. We'll pick this one here. I'll pull them through the stitches in the back. And then I'll go into the next place with the same colors. And then I go back. I skip a stitch. Oh, I'm at the corner here. I skip a stitch from these. And I go backwards into the same place. And I'm trying not to make it too thick, because if you step on them, you don't want them to bother your feet. And now I'll keep going with my yellow as the last row. Okay, okay. So I'm pulling my yarn from behind here, chain two, and again we do count it as a double crochet stitch. So we do 2 more double crochets for a total of 3. No chain or anything before we go to the next space. And there we go. If you're starting now with me, I started with a chain 4 for a ring, and then I continued with my granny square. And we are going into the corner, and we do a granny cluster here, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets again, and another granny cluster into the next chain space. It's not a chain space, we did not put chains here. It just feels like I want to say a chain space. And 3 double crochets here. We go into the next space between the granny clusters, and we have a double crochet. So There it is. Well, I'm 15 minutes into the live. Not bad for the first time. It's working, I guess. I also can see myself in my laptop here and my second phone that I'm using the camera of, and my phone that I'm recording. Oh my goodness, so much technology here, but I love it. It's working. All right, so corner again. We do a granny cluster, 3 double crochets, a chain, and another 3 double crochets there. I got 2 thumbs up at this point. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Well, thank you for the thumbs up. It's definitely encouraging. All right, so 3 double crochets into that space. That's my last row. That's what I'm doing. It's a quick little granny square, and there it is. 3 double crochets. Need more yarn. I had some leftover 3-weight yarn, and I only had some a little bit left, but it was just enough for a pair of slippers. They are they're only 2.5 ounces, those little skeins. The yellow one is from Hobby Lobby. It's those. I love this yarn, a sport weight yarn. And the other one was Softy, and I think I got it from Joann's. So they're not too thick. And if you want to customize that slipper for a smaller one, you can use 1 row less of those 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. If you want a bigger slipper, you can add a couple more rows, whatever works for you, or use a thicker yarn. All you need to actually measure your foot, and when you put 2 granny squares here from corner to corner, here, this is actually the sole of your slipper. So they both have to be as long as the bottom of your foot, and that because the sole works from 2 squares. And when I measured, 4 rows of granny squares were just enough to make the length of my foot. And I wear 8.5, 8.5, 9 size shoes. And all right, we'll get back to the corner again. And we are doing another granny cluster with a chain and another granny into the same space. So the number of granny squares you need are 4 here and 2 in the front. So you actually need only 6 of them. And the way they're connected is so the 4 of them are connected on the bottom there. And then when you flip them over, instead of connecting all of them on the top, just the heel is left. So this is my heel here, and these are the toes. These are the toes. And just the heel is open. And let's keep going. We have again a granny cluster here in the space, and another granny cluster here, and the last corner, granny cluster, chain, granny cluster. So 3 double crochets, chain, and 3 double crochets. Okay, so, well, can somebody say hi in the chat so we can see if it works? And we can, let's see, can I test it here? Oh, there you go. I was able to put a little high. All right, it looks like this thing will work. And back it into the top of the chain again, where we'll continue, and we'll do a slip stitch through the beginning, chain 1, and I'm done with this. So this is my next granny square. Now I have to. Ooh, they make nice earrings. All right, next one. Again, we start with a yellow. Let's look organized. And start with a slip knot. Let's see, I think I need to go a little bit like this. There. Right, a slip knot, we said. And then chain 4. 4. And we go back at the beginning again. And do a slip stitch, chain 2. 2 double crochets for a total of 3 double crochets, counting the first chain 2. And then we have chain 1, because this is the little corner here we are doing. And another 3 double crochets. And 1 more. 3 double crochets. 3 here. And chain 1. Another 3 double crochets. We need 4 sets of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and those spaces are also 4. 1, 2, 3, chain 1 for the last space, and then we connect to the chain at the beginning with a slip stitch. So here for the soles, I put 2 rows of my variegated yarn. So I will do 2 of those, only 2, to make it a little bit more interesting. So that first row, I can either go through the big loop and just secure, or I can show you another way of adding a second color. So start with a slip knot here with your second color, the second yarn. Let that loop go, and then insert your hook through the new loop. So with a new loop now, go back into the yellow color and then go through the space here you have and use your new working yarn. So now you have 3 loops, that middle one being your first color. Do a single crochet through all these 2 loops, and now when you pull your yellow color and you tighten your second color, that yellow color disappears inside. And it's quite secure, but it also, you cannot see it anymore. So there. It's there, but it's not there. It's a magic. And now holding your tails together, you can actually hide them and trap them in your stitches. So go into the same space and do 3 double crochets. Oh, actually, since we did not move to the space here and we really don't have a space to put our sets of double crochets, we're gonna leave that double crochet here or that chain, and when we come back to that space, we're gonna use that chain as part of the double crochet sets. So we'll go into the corner just like this, and we'll do our 3 double crochets in a chain and 3 double crochets, and we'll finish working that when we come back there. So chain 1 and another 3 double crochets on that in that corner, and then we are going into the next corner again, which is the chain space, and then we do 3 double crochets. So welcome into the live stream. It's just the first one and I'm testing how it works and how the technology performs on my side, and it looks like it's working so far. And I'm using this to record a tutorial, so 2 birds with 1 stone, right? And then next corner we have 3 double crochets and a chain and 3 double crochets. I'm making a slipper, and actually I do have to crochet all 6 of my granny squares, so I'm using this time to test my technology for live streaming and do some granny squares and make a tutorial and make a slipper. So I'm really very productive today. So there, now I'm back at that spot where I began, but I have a double crochet there. The chain 2 is still my double crochet. So I'm gonna start with my first cluster of 3 double crochets for that corner, and then chain 1. And now because I have 1 already, I'm gonna have to put only 2 double crochets. There, 1, 2. And this double crochet, I'll just use the top of it to just finish the round with a slip stitch. And now when you count them, there are 3 double crochets, a chain, and 3 double crochets, even though I did that chain at the beginning and I'm still using it. So I actually have 2 rows of that yarn here, so I'm gonna have to go one more time, and I'll do the same trick here so I can show it one more time. So I'm doing chain 2. I got confused. So there, we'll put 2 double crochets into that chain space, and I can go next here. Now I'm in the corner. Now do 3 double crochets, a chain, and 3 double crochets into the same space. And then I'm moving into the next space. No chains or anything in those granny clusters. These are my favorite. There's minimal counting and I love it. All right, so here in the corner I go, and 3 double crochets, chain, and another 3 double crochets, there, and yep, these are the soles of my slippers with 2 rows of tiny bit smaller with 1 row less. All right, so here is my corner again. I need 1 more double crochet for that corner, going into the space between the corners now, and then 3 double crochets. And with the explanation and everything, it looks like it takes me about 15 minutes to make one, a little bit more. And when you get into the zone, you can definitely make them a little bit faster. And then I weave it in around those, and it will look good. So we have chain 3 here because the first one is going through the spot, and then we have 3 double crochets into that space. Oh, something happened to my computer. All right, so I'll just close it. All right, so there we go. Okay. I can see the chats on the screen as well. There it is. So, of 3 double crochets into that next space. And there. Chain 1 for the corner. Another 3 double crochets. Okie dokie. Going into the next space, we do 3 double crochets. I'm right where I'm from. I'm actually from Idaho. We just moved here recently, and I'm from Idaho. Where are you from? Those messages disappear pretty quickly. What do I do? There it is. Oh, hello. From Bong Founder. There you go. I'm, where do those messages go? Why do they don't stay on the screen? Oh, from India. You're from India. Oh, great. How is the weather there? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Now I can see the chat from my computer, and there. My cameras can work like that. Oh, is it like, is the weather like hot, cold? Do you get like rain or wind at that time of the year, like in November. Oh, winter is coming there. I see. And when the winter is coming, what do you get? Like, do you get more rain? Do you get actually snow? Oops, I'm here in the corner. All right, there's my chain one space. Bong Founder, are you working on anything? Do you have a project you're working on right now? Or you're just hanging out here on the net? I'm working on my last row of granny clusters here in my last corner. And I have the one granny square from my sole is ready for my second sock. So, oh, Bong Founder, you're just hanging out. Oh, that's nice. Well, thank you for being here. It's nice to hang out, just relaxing. Yeah. Well, grab your yarn and hook, and you just make some slippers since winter is coming. You need slippers to keep your tootsies warm. So get those out. We do have beautiful yarn from India here in our local stores. So you do have good stuff there. There it is. I made 3 so far. I need to make one more of this type, and then I need to make 2 more of these because this will be here, just like that. All right, let's start again. And I hope I'll finish my yarn so I don't have much left over. So that's how much I have left. And I'm getting my yellow again. There. So start with the slip knot again. Not the magic ring. What I'm making slippers. So this is the slipper. Imagine this is my foot, right? It goes like this inside. You need those for the winter. When your feet are cold, you need slippers. So you can make them one color, you can make them, different colors. Any yarn you have left over. So actually, you can go crazy here with all different colors of yarn. So you need actually 6 squares, but I'm making 4 with more yellow and less variegated yarn, and I'm making 2 that are actually with more variegated yarn. So Why is there? It's not focusing. Let's see. You have an amazing talent. Oh, thank you so much, Bong Founder. That that really is a very good motivation to go. But you can always go and you can learn it too. It's not that hard. So you can learn and make all this little stuff you want, and you know it's very easy to learn. So we chain 4 here. With a slip stitch, we close the ring from the first chain. Then I'm still keeping this tail here, and I'm weaving it in as I go. So chain 2, and inside the ring we do double crochet, and one more for a total of 3, and chain 1, and we go back into the ring, and then we have another double crochet there, and 2 more for a total of 3 double crochets before we do a chain. And there we go, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and chain 1, and we do 3 more double crochets for a total of 4 groups. All right. There it is. And now before we close that round, we'll chain 1, and we'll do a slip stitch and close that first round. So now if we want to make sure we have 4 corners, there it is, 4 corners for our square. All right, so let's keep going. That's what it looks like on this camera. Okay, we'll see at the end how it looks on my computer. And with slip stitches, we go into the next stitch, and we go into the next stitch, and we are moving to the empty space here. We chain 2, and into the same chain space we do 2 more double crochets, chain 1, and 3 more double crochets into the same space. We have 2 granny clusters with a chain in between, and then we move to the next one, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the same space, because we are building those corners here. Because it makes it so much easier to follow that pattern with the 3 double crochets in the corners. All right, there it is, another 3 double crochets, and we go into that corner, 3 double crochets, a chain, and 3 double crochets. And we go back to the first chain, and we do a slip stitch, And I'm getting my work through the big loop here so I can secure that stitch and I can move to my next color. All right, I want to stop here right now so I can go and check how my live stream looks and see how it looks on the screen, because on the phone it looks just great, but I don't know how it looks on a computer. So I will go and test all the things I did so far and let's see what I've learned. Well, I hope you like this little quick tutorial and in live action of how we do granny squares and what will I use those granny squares for. So I have a bunch of other tutorials if you're interested in. Go and check them out too. And enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.